lose. They're gonna lose. Hmm. Mic check 1 2. Yeah, it's on. Well, they ain't gonna win. What is going on? Trying to see. Make sure y'all answer the question in the poll. I mean, answer the poll in the chat. I said the question in the poll. Answer the poll in the chat. Are you still interested in a relationship? Yes, no, I'm fine being single. I want to be, but no one's worth it. Question is, are you still looking for a relationship or have you given up? Or is it even worth it to continue to look for a relationship? So I'm trying to give people thoughts and see what you're thinking. Trying to see what y'all think about this topic. Uh, are you still looking for a relationship? I know some people, or a lot of people that I've heard of, have just given up. What's my topic? The topic is, have you given up on relationships? Or are you still looking for a relationship? Some people have just given up. Some people have moved on. Then I also asked, is it even worth it to basically to continue to look for a relationship? Because some people, like I say, have given up. Two people already voted. I guess one said I'm fine being single. The other one said I want to be, but no one's worth it, which is something that I kind of agree with because I don't know. I think I just got a lot of trust issues when it comes to people because I really don't trust people. They say one thing or they make a lot of promises, but they rarely keep them, which is the reason why I had the other live stream the other day talking about side pieces and things like that because like I'm not like a cheater or someone to have somebody on the side, but at the same time, it's starting to feel like I'm just gonna play the game with everybody else. I'm just gonna act like, oh yeah, I want to be in a relationship. Then just have you something on the side just in case, so you can move on or do whatever you want to do. That's like that is something that I'm really starting to consider. Starting to be like, if these relationships, uh, if I do get in one, I'm gonna have some on the side. Just gonna keep it to myself. Not gonna talk about it. It's gonna be something very secretive, and it is what it is. Because I know a lot of women, they do it all the time. They always got something in their back pocket. They always got some dude on standby, and he's willing to be on standby, especially if he ain't got nothing going on. He's more than willing to be on standby, and they're more than willing to be participants in that type of crap. But look, it is what it is at the end of the day. Um, I just think this day and age, people got so many options. You got social media, uh, these different apps, Instagram, Snapchat. They can get on Snapchat with the disappearing messages and even if they screenshot it, you can see that they screenshot it. Well, I know you could use another phone to record and whatnot, but you know, for the most part, those messages disappear. Nobody can really tell what you got going on. Anytime I have engaged with some women, the first thing they say is, "What's your Snapchat or your Instagram?" Because a lot of people they don't give out their numbers no more, which just makes that alone just makes me feel like this is a bunch of BS. Like we just gonna go straight to Snapchat and Instagram. I get it. You don't want somebody to have your number, but those apps just seem so dirty. Like somebody always got something going on, and that's not the generation or the times that I grew up in. When I grew up, you had to go get the number, and now, I mean, I don't understand why you can't just get the number when the person can easily just block you. You know what I'm saying? You can go on your phone, especially if you got an iPhone. All of these things are easily accessible for you to go to the settings, go to that person's name, block them. That way they can't contact you no more. Uh, like I say, these apps and all of this secretive stuff going on, and then maybe your homegirl got this homeboy because she don't like the boyfriend, and she wants you to have this on the side, and you know, girl, I think he's better for you than the dude that you with now. And everybody got their own opinions, and we easily are influenced by outside opinions from other people. That it just ruins relationships, you know. Even parents and friends and family members influence relationships. You may really like that person, you know what I'm saying, and you may really want to be in a relationship with them, but because the family don't like them, or your cousin, your girl cousin don't like him, or they know him from dealing with somebody else, and they think that, oh, that's a bad person. They don't think people can change. Then there you go. And I have a hard time, honestly, to be real with you, thinking that a lot of people can change because I don't think. I'm gonna be honest. I think women can't change because it's just too much going on around. I don't think I honestly feel like some of them don't have the capacity to even want to change. I think they like it that they have so many options and they can do so much now, which is a detriment to men because these women they pick and choose way too easily. You know, they don't feel like they have to stick around. They feel like I can, if this guy isn't providing enough or he isn't the type of person that I thought he was going to be, then I can dip. I don't have to actually put in the work to see if they're going to get better or they're going to change or we can grow together. Like any, they don't see anything in that. They just don't. Most single men not in a rush because they already sold the wild oats and not desperate or thirsty to give in to delusional women. Yeah, most people, most men, and that's another reason why I'm single because I don't believe them. I sit back and I talk to them, and maybe I'm just paranoid, but I hear lies. Like I just hear nothing but lies. I hear fakery, uh, fake love, just telling you something that you want to hear, and you can actually tell when somebody's just telling you something that you want to hear. It's so obvious. Um, but yeah, I really want to know what a lot of other people think besides me. But a lot of times, it's hard to get people to really talk. You know. Um, Sometimes I feel like coming on here and just talking and talking and talking, and then other times I'm like, I don't have the energy to do it. I would like to, but it's just not enough interaction, which is why I have been thinking about changing my channel and doing something totally different and getting away from a lot of things because I just don't get enough interaction like I want on certain topics, and it's starting to make me feel like I'm wasting my time. So I might as well just move on, which ain't no slight to nobody, but it's just like, dude, I could talk, but hey, nobody has any thoughts. And when you see people watching you or just talking, it's like, give me some type of feed, something, and it's just nothing. So, but yeah, man, a lot of times in these relationships, it's uh, it's like a burden too. It feels like you carrying somebody, and I don't want to feel like I'm carrying somebody. I don't mind especially for women, like where they stand in life. If I like them, then I like them. They don't have to have the best job, the best careers. They don't have to look the best. They don't have to have a nice car. They don't have to dress the best or anything like that. But if I like them, then I want them to be comfortable in who they are. And then, if we get together and things improve, then it is what it is. But like I say, with society, social media, then they feel like, oh, I need to dress a certain way. I need to look a certain way. And those ways are typically ways that I'm not cool with it. I'm not into all of the hair and the makeup. I'm not into like the over the top clothing. I'm not into none of that. I just rather for her to just to be normal, be herself. Because if she's herself when I met her, then that's the person who I like. I don't need nothing extra. I know this one girl one time that I really like, and she just like, bro, she don't really do all the hairdo. She does her hair. She does a little bit of makeup, but not too much. But she ended up going to Harvard. She ended up going, yeah, Harvard. She went to New York. Ain't Harvard in New York? Wherever Harvard is, that's where she went. And want to say she's trying to get into politics and things like that now. But like she's the type of individual that I would really, like, but I could never, go to New York. So I knew it was pretty much a wrap. Oh, CT. It's in CT. Okay. But she went to Harvard and I wasn't going there. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I just find other things to do. Find others just find somebody else to be with. Charles said, bro, it's worth it. You just have to keep faith because it's a lot of misses. But if you meet the right one, then it makes it all worthwhile. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. It's just hard for me to see it because I just all of the interactions and me talking to some of these women, just like, bro, they all airheads. And like I'm not cool with liars. I'm not cool with the lies. And I feel like a lot of, I mixed it up with, yeah, okay. Maybe she's just in New York a lot. Um, yeah, I just, like I say, I don't know if I'm paranoid, but a lot of times I just feel like they're liars. I feel like they just lie. Like, I think it's inherent that a lot of them just lie for no reason and they just make up shit. And like I say, I listen to them and I let them talk and they talk, 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 talk. And I'm taking shit in. And I swear I'm remembering what was said one day to the next day, you know. And I'm thinking, this bitch lied. Like this, y'all, like you gotta really know what's going on in my head. I'm like, this bitch lied. Like she said she was doing this or she was doing that. But it seemed like the stories that they tell, they keep tweaking them. They tweak like little details that always make my ears point up when they retell these stories. Because you know how some people they tell stories and they tell them over and over again, but some of these women, it's like they start to feel you out or figure out what you like or what you don't like, and then they start to tweak whatever stories that they telling you, and you're like, man, she fucking lied about that. And when I heard tweaks and and you was at the rodeo, and then when you tell a story again, you was at the movie. It's like, nah, mm-mm. When you start doing shit like that, it makes it very, very hard for me to trust you. I'll even go along with it. Like I'm to the point now where I go along with this shit and I just don't even say nothing. From that point on in my head, I already know. No, I'm not. I'm not 100% in this. I'm going to do whatever it is that I do. I'm not gonna let her know. I'm gonna play dumb, but everything is going in my memory bank. So that way, I don't get my hopes up about nothing, and I don't really worry about it. And so at some point, I usually just move on because, like I've told y'all, I'm very notorious for just walking out. Like bro. Once I already know that you're a certain way, or you're like I say, you're a liar. Whenever it gets to that point, just like that, I'm gone. It's nothing. I don't even have to think about it. I can wake up and be like, "Oh yeah, okay, I'm done with you now. I'm done." And they're like, "Wow." Matter of fact, I think I was telling y'all the story about the I ain't gonna say the chick, the lady that I'm talking to now, and she was asking me something. She was like, "Oh, you're very hard line, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yep." And she just was like, "Wow, you serious about this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm very serious. Like I ain't playing no games with you, and I'm not gonna sit up here and try to persuade you or make you think something that you don't want to do. I ain't gonna do it. I'm just gonna slide out the back door." Tim says dating in 2026 is different. Most single women have a current FWB. I don't know what that is. Therefore, we trying to fail in love with someone we know have a sex buddy. Trying to fall in love with someone we know have a sex buddy. Yeah, I think they do that. I think they have sex buddies or dudes that they really like to be with, or it's something about them. They do all that kind of shit. So they can never let that person go. Wow, this is crazy. Yeah, so they never let that person go. That's crazy. That came up on my phone. Damn, what was I saying? Something popped up on my phone. I just couldn't believe what I saw. Mm. But yeah, man. Yeah, I'm just not really. I don't think I'm a relationship person. I really don't. I think I'm kind of done with that. They will never let their number one sex buddy go completely until they get married. Ah, yeah, we know that. I've been in that experience before. I've been in that experience before. But I got bored with that though. Like it was cool, but then I was like, I don't even want to do that no more. But yeah, I know what type of games they play. But yeah, I'm not even like I think every time I think that I would try a relationship, then I just think I don't want to do this shit. I think I'm so turned off by him now where it's like I don't want to waste my time. I don't even think it's nothing about man. I don't want to get hurt or nothing. I just it's like I've seen enough of these women to know a lot of them be on bullshit, and it's the same thing. And I don't care who it is. They all just seem like they just full of shit. I haven't met one that's legit. We've even talked about the whole dating outside your race thing and stuff like that. I'm like, I've considered that. I haven't, still haven't done it. But like, I'm starting to be like, well, damn, maybe I really, really should just to see. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same ordeal where they have the same tendencies as a lot of these black women that I interact with. But um, I don't know. I see I just see enough of this crap. I see friends and family and everybody, even people who you think have the greatest relationships. When you really really get to know them, you find out they got shit going on the side. I remember one of my neighbors, I thought he was cool, him and his wife. I used to see him. And then me and him got cool and he telling me about these women and I'm thinking, bro, this is insane. Like everybody just don't give a fuck no more. Tim says it's only so much relationship disappointment the male human heart can take. Yeah, I think I'm at that point. Like I'm so over. I'm not even like mad about it. I'm just like, nah, I don't trust you. Even if I think I trust you, I'm like, nah. Hold on, pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. Hold up. Hold up. Let me find out. Let me feel you out a little bit longer. And as soon as I do that, I find out something. You just gotta let them talk. I think that's one of the biggest things to do is to let them talk. They're not as smart as they think that they are. They're not as clever as they think that they are. Just let them talk. They usually say things or do things that it just it just rings a bell. You're like, uh-huh, okay. Sometimes they get so comfortable. I even had one woman start telling me about, having threesomes. They start telling you about all that kind of shit. And those stories start to change. You like, bro, she's so full of shit. Because at first, I remember one woman telling me about her having a threesome with a guy who was a preacher. Then she said he started calling her, you know, and I'm thinking, did you do it? And she eventually was like, yeah, she was doing it on the side. I'm thinking, well, you ain't shit either because he married and you still doing it outside of what his wife knows. And then uh it turned into him stalking her. But after she told me the other part, I was like, nah, you lying. Y'all was probably like really getting involved deep and you couldn't handle it. So you started saying that he was stalking you and you was probably calling him to setting up meetups and all of this kind of stuff. And then she told me I had another well my I don't even want to say her well homegirl. She telling me that which is this is how I know they crazy. She had a threesome with her homegirl and her husband. So think about that. She was willing to have a threesome with her homegirl and her homegirl husband. And the homegirl is crazy for letting the husband knock down the homegirl. When I hear shit like that, I'm like, they don't care. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. And it's obvious that they don't give a fuck. Would you be more likely to trust a woman if she would volunteer to let you go through her phone? Nah, I don't even care about that going through phone stuff, bro. I don't. I can't even trust that. I'm formulating based off past experiences and what she's saying and how she's carrying herself and what she's doing. That's what I'm going off. I don't even need to go through the phone. I used to be into that phone stuff. I'm not even into. I don't even care because they can delete things. They love that. They love to play them games. They can delete stuff, have an extra phone that they leave in the car on the charger. Man, they got all kind of stuff going on. Don't I wouldn't even fall for that. They got apps that's hidden that look like social media app when it's really a messaging app. They got man, you couldn't get to some of this stuff if you wanted to, even if they gave you the phone. You think you doing something. You think you doing something. You ain't doing nothing. They got hidden pictures and all, bro, because bro, they got apps for all kinds of stuff. The first time I seen one of them fake apps was when my partner used to have pictures of women. They used to send them nudes, and it was an app that looked like I want to say it was a calculator on the old Android phones. It looked like a calculator. And bro, all you had to do is go to the cat. You open it up, it's a calculator, but you could. One plus two is three. You could do all of that shit. But the moment you just punched in a certain number or a certain formula a certain way, it was like an unlock code. And then the fucking pictures and shit would come up. So I'm like, bro. And he would always give his girl his phone. She'd be like, let me see your phone to call somebody. But you know she was really going through it. Man, he had all kind of stuff hidden on there. Because he was doing everything under the sun, and I know it. So yeah, that phone stuff, I don't even get involved in that. I don't even want to see it. Don't even offer it to me because I don't care. You say the women who boldly tell you about their sexual past not fit to be anything but a pass around. Yep. You peep that from the moment they start talking about it. When they start saying they little sex capades, that's when you know, oh hell no, she ain't shit. She ain't shit. And most people be like, dudes do it too, but I'm sorry, it is a double standard for women. They can't do what men can do. It's not the same thing. As much as they want to put that out there, like, well, men do it. Yeah, but it's not the same. It's just not. To be honest with you, men supposed to be with multiple women, to be honest with you. Women not. You're supposed to be with one dude. But in modern society, they want you to, have monogamous relationships, which is something that I'm cool with. I don't even want to be involved with multiple women. I don't want to have multiple women that's loyal to me. I don't even want that because these modern women are too much for that. Like, that's too much. I don't want to hear the bitching, the complaining, the nagging. I don't even want to hear that. One is enough. One is enough for me. Don't need it, don't want it. Don't need it and don't want it. But yeah, I've had women tell me about all of their sexual uh proclivities and the types of individuals that they've been with or had all of these different interactions with. I know about it. I know about some stuff that some people wouldn't even think that I knew about. Folks that I know that I won't even speak on because it just ain't none of my business. It was just told to me. I've even had somebody come up to me. They didn't come up. They was bold about it. Wanted me to do some swinging shit with them, basically. A couple. I was like, nah, I'm not into that. Like going there and knocking down some dudes' wives, like multiple women. Nah, it's just not my thing. And I feel uncomfortable doing that. I also feel like it's a setup. Like I don't want to go over somebody's house and I don't know. I just feel like I could get robbed or I don't know. Yeah, I feel uncomfortable doing shit like that. I don't want to be somewhere and be outnumbered like that with a bunch of randoms. Somebody from my job, like, yeah, man, I just want to propose something to you, man. Don't think of me like, nah. When he told me, I was like, I'm good, bro. It's not my thing. Maybe he thought I would be into that, or I would just go for it. Cause I know his wife came up to the job, and we seen his wife, and she looked good, but I was like, nah, bro, nah. And I ain't gonna tell nobody your business, but I'm good. I'm falling back on that. The CDC says 48% of black women have herpes and that 60% of all new herpes cases are black. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. My own girl was like that. If y'all ever find out who my home girl is, any kind of way, y'all be. And she pretty too. And it's always the pretty ones too. But you would be like, damn, whoa. And I knew she had something because it just slowed down. She was always talking about some shit, and then it just turned into some. She didn't even want to. She got into the depressed, and she never would tell me like, "Oh yeah, these guys, I'm not really into them. I'm not really into dating right now, and this is all this bullshit." And I'm thinking, man, you done fucked around and got an STD. That's why you acting like this, cause you was gung ho. You was gung ho about doing whatever the hell it is that you wanted to do. Mm. Okay, I'm about to get off here, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace.